Hi there, me again. Let's talk money today. Recently I got an invitation to participate in a survey, how much musicians earn in 2022. It turns out there are not that many studies out there. The most relevant and big ones, statistically significant ones, are dating back like 10 years ago or so. And the guy who's running a blog called How to Promote Indie Music, his name is Jon Anderson. He reached out to subscribers of his email list and the blog and asked it to participate in the survey. So he already wrote an email back to us sharing the results, and I wanted to dig into the raw data myself one more time and share maybe some insights with you. A little bit about Jon. I came across his blog when I was looking for ways to promote my music, and I came across his blog. I signed up for the mailing list, and I'm pretty much staying in touch with him since then. He's producing a lot of very interesting content, and highly recommend you to also subscribe. I will post the link to his website in the comments as usual. And here is the original blog post. He's explaining the reasons why he's such a great storyteller, and he's explaining how and what and etc. And he did a similar survey a year ago. And the long story short, he invited everyone to participate in the survey. The survey link I think is still active. So if you want to share your data, you can still go ahead and fill in your information. Obviously, in his survey, he was not only asking about the earnings, but also some demographics data. Where are you from? Are you signed? Are you not? What kind of genre are you working? What's your different sources of income, etc., etc., etc. And that gives a couple of obviously ways for us to look into the data. The first answer I had in mind for myself was, how much can you earn as a musician, like actual musician top? I know that there are obviously superstars, but obviously talking not only superstars, we're also talking independent artists, we're talking emerging artists. And I got a little bit of a relief when I saw amounts of a couple hundred K per year from independent artists, which is super cool. And obviously we don't know their names, but at least it gives us an idea that, well, you can get decent money by producing your music, performing your music, because those are all performing live a lot. I will get to this point a little bit later. So the second question I had was, obviously we have top performers, of course, but we also have a long tail of the artists that are just starting off. And I was obviously curious to learn what's the average and what's the median of the selection. So if I take the average of that, I think we're going to be looking at why do I have a count? Oh yeah, I think I will be looking at right. Let me run that. Average $10,000. That's the average, but obviously that's a little bit off because we have such a uneven distribution. But if I take the median, this lands exactly at $1,000 per year, which is obviously not a lot. And I think that comes from the fact that really many participants are earning just a fraction of $0, $10, $20, those amounts. So yeah, median lands at around 1,000. Obviously, asterisk here is, I think this is like income. I assume for many people actually it's revenue, and many people actually writing that they have negative income because they also invest a lot. We're not only talking time, we're also talking marketing, we're also talking production, all the stuff that you need for that. If you do your recording, your own, an independent artist, you still need to pay a mixing engineer, you still need to do mastering, you still need to do distribution, all those costs come on top. And I think most of the people in this list, they just take the actual revenue, like I did. I also participated in the survey, and I will get to that a bit later. I will go also through my incomes. So those are the two data points. Let's get into the top income streams, which is quite interesting to me. If you look at this pie chart, you see that the top two are the live performances and streaming royalties, which is kind of interesting. I would expect a little bit a different shift. I would expect that, you know, most of the income would be something like lessons, teaching lessons, which actually comes number 3 in this list, and streaming royalties. I would not expect that live performances will be such a huge share of the income, because I always had in mind that, you know, people do live performances to support the sales and the streams on their platforms. The world has changed, I guess, and actually live performances, on the live performances you do earn money. But also, if you look at the top performers, the people who earn the most, actually they have most of the incomes and most of the revenue coming from the live performances, which is kind of interesting. I think I heard somewhere on the internet an idea that if you're small, if you're just starting off, it doesn't really make sense for you to do live performances. You can acquire new funds, of course, through this way, but the number of those funds will be, you know, comparing to effort, of course, will be quite small. But once you reach a certain level, let's say you reach like 100,000 streams, maybe 1 million streams, you can go and start do live performances in the cities that have most of the streams. So through that, you can actually get a lot of revenue, because you will already have like a steady fund base. Everyone is going to show up on your concert, and you will have a really good time and really good performance. This is something that I learned from myself from this survey. It's very interesting. And yeah, streaming, of course, I guess it's also the most common way of people, you know, nowadays earning the money. And I knew for the fact that the teaching lessons is kind of like a big share for many musicians out there. I was taking myself a lot of lessons from other musicians, and I do know that a couple of them, they actually have a very significant share of the earnings coming from the lessons. Maybe there are not that many of those people represented in this survey. Of course, we're talking like 80 people, but I think for many musicians, actually, it's a pretty substantial source of income. And yeah, I think what I already said, like if the median is around 1,000 euro, 58% of the participants in the survey earn less than 1,000, which is, you know, it's a lot. So as an emerging artist, sad story is that in first couple years, you're probably not going to earn a lot at all, and you're probably going to be investing into your projects. You will be investing into your brand. But once you get into this, once you get a certain level of recognition and streams, you can then start actually earning like decent money and have it like as a main job, which I guess many people do. So those are my my insights that I derived from this survey. Jon, of course, did his own analysis. I think we can ask him to, you know, if you fill in the survey and you can drop him an email, he will likely forward you his results and his analysis of the data, and you can also look into the raw data yourself. I think I can leave the link in the description as well, so just make a copy of it, run your own pie charts, run your own analysis, whatever you want, pivot tables, you know. And in the second part of the video, I actually want to go through my income, and actually I looked at like what has happened to me this year. I only had like 3 sources of income when it comes to music, and let me reveal that as well. So in total, this year I earned 136 euros, and around 50 comes from one concert we did with my band, Fuente Publica. We did it, can't recall the month, I think it was spring, I guess, beginning of summer. A lot of friends came over. Of course, it was post-COVID year, first time when we like started performing again with the band. Unfortunately, we didn't do many more concerts, but in this concert, I think we got from the tickets and the share of the bar, we got 50 each. We are like 7 people, I guess, in the band, so it was a decent amount. The biggest share of income from me was coming from donations. It actually was not income, because all the money that people donate to me during the live streams, I actually send back to Insight Timer and then send it to charity of their choosing. So they sending me every month, they sending me a report, hey, this month you contributed that much to the charity, and they share like exactly which foundation they work with, etc. But I think people still send the money not just because it's a charity, but also because, or I hope, because they like the music that I'm playing live. And I got 85 euros this year from those streams. It's not a lot, but it's quite substantial. And yeah, I really appreciate. And if any one of you watching me here, I really want to say thank you one more time for your donations. It really supports me and it really shows that it makes sense. And I want to continue doing that. And the last but not least, streaming royalties. To date, I think I actually have less than €1 on my account. It's like 69 cents or something, but like the month is still not over. And I think I got a pretty good month in terms of streams. So I probably want to hit this $1 mark, €1 mark, and I will get all up to 136. I probably will have a few more donations as well on the Insight Timer. Let's see, but it's not going to go over 150 euros. And as far as if you've been watching my other videos, you've probably seen how much I actually invested into promoting my music, so it's not comparable. Obviously, it's not a steady stream of income for me just yet. All right, I guess that's it for today. As usual, if you have any questions, if you want to get any clarification about the points I was making here or assumptions I was making here, any access to raw data, etc., drop me a line in the comments. Thank you to Jon one more time for sharing the data and running the survey. I hope next year more people will participate in this survey and we get even better data and can have an idea what's going on with the market. Do we have any trends going on there? I'll be super curious to learn on that. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.